Come on. Hey, Charlotte. I don't know, there's something, we're getting rain and wind today, so I don't know if it has to do with the weather or what, but it looks like everything's kind of taking a while to connect. Okay, now I see YouTube's up and running. Let me mute this. We don't want to hear me twice. So how is everybody today? I'm excited to be here. So I've been on a little bit of a strike, I should say. Seems like I haven't been live for a bit. Since last Tuesday, actually. So as you come in, be sure and let me know you're there and how you're doing. And hopefully you're having better weather than we are right now. Like I said, we're having rain and wind, and supposed to fall out of the temperature here in Indiana. Hey, Judy, welcome. Thank you for being here. So I had a request again for a pro bow, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. And you'll just be seeing my hands, not so much of me. And hopefully you've got a good view there. And I'm going to be making, I've got two bows I need to make. Two patriotic ones for an order. There's two of the same one, so we'll just make one of those. And then I've got another bow that we're going to show you, that we're going to do as well. I did get in some more ribbon, and happy to say that I posted 3 more kits today on my website, and that's, if you don't know, that's boxmybow.com, and that'll take you to my shop where the ribbon is available. And we're going to have a little bit of a contest today too. I've been talking about making mystery boxes of ribbon to give away, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute too. So how is everybody? Hey, Maria. Hey, Sharon. Welcome. You guys doing well? And let me see if there's anybody on YouTube yet. Okay, it looks like we've got some people signing in. Who else out there? All right, so first off, now, I'm not going to be using this one in a bow, but I wanted to show you this ribbon. You know, and I had a lot of questions. I didn't even think to explain this last time I showed you guys these, but I got a lot of questions on what this was, this little doodad I had here. And this actually is from Market. And the way I pick out ribbons and match ribbons or designs, how I do it together, I walk through Market and I find my focal piece, I should say. And for this, I was looking for ribbon, and I find the focal piece of the project for, as I said, I knew was going to be a bow kit. And I started out with this ribbon, and I just walked around. They've got these little cards here. You can see this is from Craig Bachman. They've got these cards down here that you can write the item number, the color, size, and all of that. And you can staple a sample to it. And that's all this is. I've just, as I went through, I collected my ribbons and I paired them all together, stapled them all together, so that when I got home, and here it is, that was June of last year. So all these months later, I can remember how I had paired that all together as this ribbon comes in. And lo and behold, finally I got 3 of the ribbons in now. The pink did not come in, but this, I thought that's something you can find easily anywhere to match this together. But this is one of my kits. But like I said, I got a lot of questions about that, and it never occurred to me to explain what I was showing you last time I did that. But now, like I said, the first ribbons I wanted to show you, or I'm sorry, first bow, I should say, is a patriotic bow. And we did a patriotic design in my wreath making group this week. And as I told them, patriotic for me sells all year long. So you can't just, or you shouldn't just wait until like Memorial Day, 4th of July, Veterans Day, that kind of thing. You shouldn't wait until a patriotic holiday, so to speak, to have patriotic designs in your shop if you're a seller. You never know what somebody might need it for, whether it's to honor a serviceman who might have passed or something like that. So I've got a couple of patriotic bows that I need to make for an order, and I tried to match this. This was a best-selling bow for me, and it's been a good seller again this year on Etsy. And when I went to market, I tried to match the ribbons as close as I could to my bestseller bow. And the only one that isn't the exact same is this one right here. And you can see they're very comparable. This is the actual ribbon in the bestseller. This is the one that I was able to find. They do not make this anymore. Actually, I talked to the manufacturer about this one. I said, that was one of my best sellers, that ribbon. It comes in this 1.5 and it comes in a 2.5. And they didn't offer it this time. So hopefully it'll be coming down the pipeline. Now, this is the kit, or the ones that came in this time. I do have this kit listed on my Etsy shop or my website. And only thing that's going to be different, we're going to add a plain 2.5-inch red ribbon to this. Okay. All right. And like I said, I was asked to show you the Pro Bow again today, and that's what we're going to be working with. So how is everybody today? Hey, Jamie. Hey, Squinetta. Julie. I don't know who's on YouTube. Somebody comment on YouTube and let me know who's out there. All right, so now this is the Pro Bow, and if you're not familiar with it, this is a bow maker that this was actually what made me able to make bows to start with. Now, there is a learning curve with this, but don't be intimidated. Anybody can do this. But when I first started making wreaths, I really struggled making bows. And finally, I came across the Pro Bow, and Regina Sellers had a lot of videos. She's the maker of the Pro Bow. And finally, I was able to make a bow. Since then, of course, I've expanded to doing hand-made and easy bow and that. But this is what finally got me over the hump and gave me some confidence. But this is the center spool. We're going to be working off of this, and then we're going to make our bow loops out here. This right here is going to be the center of the bow. And depending on where you put your pegs, that's how big this bow is going to be. And you can see on mine, I've gone ahead and I've marked how many inches it is to different letters here. And I'm making it at C, or 6-inch bow loop, which would be a 12-inch bow. And if you're familiar with the easy bow, this is going to be opposite of the easy bow, where the easy bow, you start with the bottom ribbon up, and then you work up. We're going to start with the center ribbon and work down. Okay, so the ribbon that's in the very center top part of the bow, that's the one we're going to need first. And to work with this, I like to use 26 gauge ribbon or wire. I also use 24 gauge, but my hands are sore. They're always sore. And so the 24 gauge, it's a little bit difficult for me to pull it into a tight loop. This 26 gauge I can maneuver pretty well, but you can see that it's pretty thin and it will break. So you got to be a little bit careful if you twist it too much. Or one time I actually just had it pull apart while I was pulling on it. But I don't know that you could go much more than a 24 gauge. Now, wire, the bigger the number, the thinner the wire is going to be. So, for example, a 24 gauge wire is thicker than a 26 gauge wire. Okay, now I'm going to take off two pieces 26 inches long. I'm going to measure down here 26 inches. I'm going to need two pieces of this. This wire here, I like it. It has this little doodad, and I get these at Hobby Lobby. I like this little doodad right here. It will go ahead and cut my wire for me. It's getting a little bit dull. There we go. Sometimes I got to do it twice. Let me get another piece here. Now know that usually when I'm making bows, I don't look up and take questions right while I'm making the bow. After I get done making the bow, I will go up and get answer any questions you might have. So please do post them in the comments, and I'll get your question answered the best I can. Okay. All right. And I've got 2 pieces of 26-inch strips of 26 gauge wire here. Okay. I've got them right here together. I'm going to fold them into a U shape. Okay. I know you can't hardly see that wire on camera, but trust me, it's there. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to put one of these off to the side. Lay this other one right here real close, and I'm going to put my ribbon on my spool holder over here, and we're going to cut this end at a V. And again, this is going to be the very top ribbon, or the middle ribbon. All right, so I just dovetailed that ribbon. All right, now for this particular bow, I like to use a 5-inch tail to start with. Let me get my ribbons getting all contrary already. I'm going to take this, I'm going to lay it down next to the board here. And again, right here is where my center of my bow is going to be. Let me zoom in here for you. Okay, right here is going to be the center of my bow. Okay, all right, I'm going to take this and I'm going to pinch you. I'm going to pinch the ribbon, not you. And I'm going to take this wire right there where I made the U, and I'm going to wrap it around that, right where I pinched it. Okay? All right, now, this bow that I'm going to show you, this is going to have a center loop. If you do not need a center loop, then you're going to approach this differently. But I've had questions on this also that, I'm doing it wrong. Well, this is the way you got to do it to make the center loop. Okay. All right. So we're going to take this, and again, this is going to be the center of your bow right here where I got that pinched. We're going to take this around the center loop, or center peg, make the center loop. I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to take that wire and I'm going to wrap it around where I pinched that. Okay. Draw it in pretty tight. Now I'm going to take the one in my left hand and I'm going to wrap it around that spool at the top here. Okay. Now I'm going to take the one that was in my right hand. I'm going to take it and put it around this little nail that's underneath. If you can see that, there's a little nail right there. And then I'm going to tuck that in out of my way. Okay. Now this center loop is just going to have one loop. And so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to come over here. We had had this tail at B. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cut this ribbon off about B. I'm trying to do this without knocking my camera, guys, so it might be a little bit uneven from where I can see. All right, and then I'm going to dovetail that. All right, now I'm going to take these two, I'm going to get them out of my way. Okay. All right, now it's very important that you have this little split here, or the center of your bow. You want that right down the center here. It's real easy to pull it to either side, and then you're mostly to the right side. But then your bow's going to be all kind of wonky, and the layers are not going to line up. But so now we're going to come in with our next ribbon, which is this one. Put that on my spool, and you can leave these on the spool or on the holder over there. You don't have to take them off every time. I'm going to dovetail it again. Okay, and I'm going to get my other piece of wire here ready. All right, and I'm going to take that down there, and I was just looking to see if I have anything. I know you can't see these. Let me grab a pipe cleaner here real quick. So I know you can't see this wire. I'm going to take this wire. Remember, I've got it shaped into a U. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it down the right-hand side of this loop. It's going to go on the right-hand side of this peg. Okay. So what I did, I just took it, pretend like this is a wire, and I'm taking it right here. See, it's coming out the right side of that peg. And right down the center of this loop here. Okay? All right. Get this out of the way. Now I'm going to get my ribbon ready, and I'm going to have a 5-inch tail here again. More or less. Like I said, I'm working off to the side here, so it's a little bit hard to see exactly what I need. Now I'm going to take that where I pinched it. I'm going to hold that up there with my finger. I'm going to tighten it up. Okay, and I've got one going up to the top. I've got one wire going down to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to get this out of my way. I'm going to take this wire or this ribbon, and I'm just going to wrap it to the next loop there, or the next peg, I mean. And right here is where it's really easy to pull this off to the side. You want this ribbon taut where it's not, you know, it's not loose, but you don't want to pull it so much that it shifts the center of your bow. Okay, so I'm going to come back here. I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to twist the ribbon. Whoops, that's a short piece there. It just came off the spool. All right, I'm going to take this around that next peg there. I'm going to pinch it, twist it. Now I'm going to take that wire, I'm going to take the part from the top and the part from the bottom, and I'm going to twist it, tighten it up. All right, and I'm going to just keep repeating this process now. All right, let me look over here about B. I'm going to dovetail it. All right, and the reason that we're twisting it is so that when we're looking at the bow from the top, that the you know, the correct side of the ribbon is showing. If we didn't do that, then it's not going to be, you know, the wrong side of the ribbon, or this side's going to be showing. Okay? All right, now the next one we're going to use is this gingham. I'll put this on my folder over here. We're going to dovetail it. Now, if you haven't heard me say, this gingham ribbon is really pretty. I love it, and it's very popular. But watch when we're handling it that you don't pull on the gingham part, because it will come off. It's one of those look but don't touch, right? Okay, now we're going to bring it down here. I'm going to make a tail down to C now for all the remaining ribbons we're going to use. We're going to pinch this. I'm going to put this up here just like I did before. Hold it with my index finger. We're going to tighten it. And then get these out of the way. Tuck this up here. And again, we're just going to keep repeating the process. Now, if you did not want to change your ribbons, you don't have to. You can use the exact same ribbon all the way through. In fact, I do that a lot at Christmas time with red velvet. I just make a red velvet bow, and it's just beautiful when it turns out. All right, let's pinch it, twist it, and tighten our wire. Now let's come down here. We're going to dovetail it. Can tuck it out of the way. All right, now the next one, I want to use this stars ribbon. We're going to dovetail it. I'm going to make my tail all the way down here to C again. I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to put this up here, right where we had it. Tighten that up. All right. Now, one thing that I didn't tell you, too, you know, I told you about keeping it you know, the center of the bow right here down the center of this peg. You also want to make sure that you're not drifting upward or downward here. Like right here, whoops. You want to be able to look down through here, and this should be straight up and down. If it's not, now's the time to fix it. Okay, try and get back, you know, get it lined up. You can just take your fingers like this. But again, if it's not in a line, then your bow's not going to turn out right. All right, now let's go ahead and we're going to take this around that peg. Again, we're not pulling too hard. We're going to take it, pinch it, twist it around that next peg, pinch it, twist it, and tighten it down. All right, we'll come over here to C. And even, you know, with me measuring these pretty specific on the board, the tails, a lot of times I'll find that I've got them off, you know, one looks longer than the other, so I'll go back and trim them. It's no big deal after I've fluffed it. Sometimes it just looks like it needs a little bit of adjustment. All right, now I'm going to just take this solid 2.5 inch. I'm going to dovetail it. I'm going to do the exact same thing. And like I said, with a pro bow, I mean, there is a learning curve, but just anybody can do it. You just take your time, be devoted to practicing with it. And, you know, I always tell, you know, myself, it took me about 3 days to get the hang of it, and watching lots of videos. And then all of a sudden it clicked. But I think you'll love it once you get the hang of it. All right, let's come back here and pinch. We're going to twist. Back over there. Pinch and twist. All right, let's dovetail this. Like I said, these will probably be real uneven because I can't really see over on this side here. I'm trying to stay out of your way. Okay, now we've got the 2 wires that we've been working with, you know, twisting around the ribbon, but we're going to have to get this off of here, get these wires all taken together. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this very slowly off of this top peg, resist the urge just to pull it real fast because it will tangle. Ask me how I know. All right, now let's come down here and get the bottom, get the bottom one off of here. All right, now I've got the top one in my right hand. I've got the other one in my left hand, which it doesn't matter, which however you want to do it. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to tighten it down. Okay, and twist it. I'm going to make sure that I'm not buckling it as I do that. Okay. Once I have it secured, then I'm going to take my hand underneath it here and I'm going to raise it off. Okay. And see, this is what I was talking about. You should be able to look at it straight on and, you know, be pretty straight. Go ahead and fix it now if you need to. Now, usually what I do too, I'll come in here after I've got it off of here. I'm going to tighten that center down a little bit more. I'm just going to twist that. Just resist the urge to twist it too much because, as I said, if you're using 26 gauge wire, it will break. All right, I got hooked on my sweater here. There. All right, now I'm going to move my board out of the way. We're going to get our fluff board, or fluff box, I should say. I think I left it on the other side. I sure did. Let me get it. Here, I have to climb underneath the table. And this is just a real heavy box that allows you to have 2 free hands to fluff your bow. And I always tell people I really waited I drug my feet thinking, it's not a necessary, but really it makes a big difference if you can use this. All right, so I'm going to put this underneath. There's this little eye hook that has an opening here, and then there's a little nail over here. I'm going to slide this wire underneath that hook, and then I'm going to take this, I'm going to wrap it around that peg, and then I'm going to stand my bow up. And now I've got two hands to work with the ribbon. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to take the bow loop one way. We're going to take the tail the other way. And then we're going to find the other red, and I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to take the loop this way. I'm going to take the tail this way. Okay? And as I'm opening those loops up, I'm taking them, I'm kind of twisting them and, getting my hands in there, fluffing that bow out. All right, now we're going to get the next layer, which is the stars and or the star ribbon. Now I've got my loop over here on this side, so I'm going to bring my tail over there this time. Just like this. I didn't twist that one quite good enough. There we go. All right, and I'm going to do the opposite here. Get your hands in there. Now sometimes, like, you'll see that the ribbon's kind of tucked under. Just reach your finger in there and open that bow loop up. And you'll have to go back and, fix them. We'll have to come back and fix these two layers again, but that's okay. All right, now that we're going to do the gingham. And again, don't pull on the gingham part. Pull to the center of the ribbon. I'm just going to work our way up this bow. Okay, and now it's time to go this way. And I can see on this one especially that this uneven, so I'll have to go back in there and trim these. Well, I guess, yeah, it does still look a little bit long. All right, and then this one, we'll just put the tails wherever it looks right. Okay, and like I say, I've got to go back in there and, make these a little bit more even. As I said, I was kind of sitting off to the side where it was a little difficult to tell what I was doing on my right side there. Even those up just a little bit. Probably could get a little bit shorter over here. Okay. All right. So there's how you make the patriotic bow on the Pro Bow. Now let me look and see if I've got any questions. Hey, B. Hey, Sharon. Sharon, I was going to tell you, Sharon, I went to Sam's the other day, and they got a bunch of spring ribbon. Hey, Verlene, how are you? There's Phyllis and Sue, Myra. Thank you guys for being here. Now, I told you at the beginning we're going to have a contest today. I've been threatening to do it. And I've got a text list or a text number up at the top of on the description of this live here. It's 812-289-6187. If you text a number between 1 and 200, I'm going to give a mystery box of ribbon to whoever guesses the number. Okay, it's between 1 and 200, and I promise it's going to be nice ribbon that I would use. And all you got to do is text 812-289-6187, and just text a number. And if it's the right number, it'll respond to you and tell you you're the winner. But okay, all right. You guys want to see another bow? Everybody's off texting right now. Anybody on YouTube? Hey, Catherine and Linda. I might have bought a few rolls. I did not, and Sue said she did too. I did not, but they looked like they were pretty nice. The only reason I did not buy any was I couldn't feel of it. On the Christmas ones, they've got the swatches laying on either side where you can feel of the ribbon. And some of the ribbon is nice, some is not. But I couldn't feel of it, so I didn't buy any, and I really didn't need any. I knew I had gotten this big order in the other day, and so I didn't buy any. But anyway, so all right. Well, let's make one more bow, and I'll talk through it, but I'll go faster this time. If you need really slowed down instructions, just go to the first video here. But I'll go ahead and show you another kit that I've got. Well, it's kind of a kit. It's part of a kit, I should say. I'm going to reach in front of you guys here. But has anybody seen this ribbon before? I just love this. I think it's so cute. So cute. And very popular. Bees are still popular this year. And this is also another popular summer ribbon. Summer or spring, I guess. But again, I've got my swatches here, and this is what I had picked out for this bow kit. Like I said, I got these two. These two have not come in yet, but I thought it'd be beautiful with that. I love the scallop. It's got that black scallop, and then of course, I love that ribbon. But like I said, these two did not come in, but I thought I'd go ahead and list those. It should be easy for you to find some black ribbon. I don't know that I've seen any place that has the black scallop yet. And then, of course, this is a pretty much every year this one comes out. So, but let's go ahead and we'll make this one too with the bees. Let me get everything out of the way here. All right. Got these two on the bottom. I don't have a solid black. I suppose I could have put a solid yellow with that too, a 2.5 inch, but I'm just going to work with these. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start out. Let's see. We're going to have our top ribbon, and I want that to be the Swiss dot. Okay. Hi, Barbara. Put these out of the way there. Who else over on YouTube? I haven't seen anybody comment yet. I don't know who's there. I'll trim this. I'm going to save this because I make a lot of bows with this. Okay, now let me get my 2 pieces of 26 inches of wire, 26 gauge wire. That's hard for me to say for some reason. All right, I'm going to make 2 pieces of it. I'm going to clip this off. Seems like there's always one that I can't get clipped. There we go. All right, I'm going to fold that in half. Got 2 26-inch long pieces of 26 gauge wire. All right, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to dovetail my ribbon. This is going to be my top ribbon. And let me zoom in. Hey, Barb. Got Barb and Barbara. All right, I'm going to get about a 5-inch tail here. I'm going to pinch it. And wrap this wire around where I pinched it. And again, this one's going to be with the tail, or with the center loop. We're going to pinch it, wrap this around. Wrap both the wires around. I usually take it around twice. All right, and then we're going to take this one and we're going to wrap it around that peg. And then I'm going to come down here on the bottom. Hey, Kathy, thank you. I was wondering who was out there. All right, now we're going to get this out of the way. And, you know, if I wanted to make more loops in the center here, I could. I'm not going to. I'm going to just keep with my same pattern because it's a popular bow for me. But I'm going to dovetail this over here. But if you wanted to, you can come here and you can just twist and keep working, okay? All right, we'll get the out of the way. Now I'm going to come back in here with a with the solid black because I wanted a little separation between the bees and the Swiss dot. And I just came down here diagonally off to the right side with this other piece of wire. Put that down on there. Let's dovetail it. Get in between this wire right here, and this is hard to see which is the right side. I keep on twisting it around. All right, now let's come over here, and I'm going to make about a 5-inch tail again. Pinch it, put it up here, twist that tight, bring one up and one down. Now I'm just going to start working around the pegs here. Right, pinch it, twist it. My keeps on moving on me. All right, we're going to bring this back, pinch it, twist it, and tighten it up. I'm missing one of the pads on the bottom. There's like a rubber pad on the bottom. I'm missing one of them, and I mean, mine's old. You can see it's been abused over the years, but I tore it off and I haven't replaced it. They're kind of sticky. All right, now let's come in with this bee ribbon, and this one I want to make 2 loops on either side. Let's go ahead and dovetail it. I always love this ribbon every year. I just think it's really cute. I mean, there's a lot of bee ribbons out here, but this is my favorite. All right, now I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to bring it about 6 inches. I'm going to pinch it. Bring it up here. Tighten it up, twist it, bring that up here, and again I'm going to make 2 loops on either side. So I'm going to take this around that side. Again, I'm not pulling it tight. Twist it. I don't know why all of a sudden my board's deciding to move. Maybe because I moved it. There we go. It was straddling a hump there. All right, let's pinch it, twist it around that loop, or around that peg, I mean. Bring it back to the center, pinch it, twist it. It's a little more difficult when that's sliding like that. I don't know. I guess I moved it. And I just now, I pushed everything down when I was looking at my board, and like what I was telling you, you want that straight this way, straight down the middle, and you want to be able to look down straight, and it's straight this way. and I shifted it, so I'm needing to go back in there and I need to fix that. A little moment of distraction there. Okay, let's twist it. Now let's dovetail it. And get that out of the way. Now we'll come in with our plaid, and I'm just going to make one loop on this one. I wanted to make the two since the bee was the main event there. Well, if I can get this wrapper off of it, that is. Goodness, there we go. All right, let's go over here. We're going to dovetail it. All right, lay that down. I'm going to have a 6-inch tail. Twist it around, get the tail out of the way. We're going to twist it around the next peg, right back here, twist it, and tighten it up. Okay. Over here, let's dovetail it. Okay. All right, now I'm going to bring these two wires together. I'm going to take this one off slowly from the top. I'm going to go down here underneath the board. All right, now I'm going to tighten the center of this loop, this bow. Oh, and you can see I twisted it a little bit, so I'm going to push that back together. Okay, let's grab this off of here. Get the board out of the way, get my flap box. Where'd I put it? There it is. All right, and let's put it around the eye loop here. I take all these wires together, hook it under there, wrap it around this. See, there is a bump right there. That's what I'm doing. I wonder why I'm floating all over the place. Okay, all right, let's start at the bottom, and again, we're going to take our bow loop and our tail opposite directions. This ribbon here is just a little bit on the finer side. Fine as in not as stiff as it should be, maybe. The wire's real good, so it's going to hold a loop, but I do notice this material here is a little bit on the thinner side. It's still pretty, and it still makes a good loop. Like I said, the wire's good, but it's not as thick as what I remember it being. All right, now we'll take these opposite also. All right, now since I brought the loop over here, I need to bring this loop over here. All right, now I've got two loops of that though, so I'm going to have to do that, but I just don't want two of the same size loops right on top of each other. Okay, so this smaller one can go there. Excuse me. All right, do the opposite here. Okay, and I got the tail over here. So let's bring that opposite. Now you can see the bees all the way around the bow. All right, now let's go. See, we've got a loop here. Go this way. Actually, it goes this way. There we go. No, I did that wrong. There we go. I'm getting messed up here. Okay. And like I said, you have to go back and, you know, mess with each one of these. Get them into position. That's always the last thing when I'm shipping a bow. That's the last thing I do. I go through and I arrange all my loops and make sure they're nice and fluffed. I'm going to trim this one down just a hair. And probably this one. Okay. All right, there it is. Looks about drifted out of camera range there. Hey, Julie. Okay, I'm going to look back through and see if I missed any questions. Okay, Vanita says she'd love the bow and would love to see a treetop bow on the Pro Bow. I can do that. We'll do that next time. They're big, but actually, just depending on what size tree you're making, you could bunch a couple of these together too, or what kind of tree you're dressing. I mean, I've done that before. I had a humongous tree I needed to make one for, and I think I put three of this size bow to wrap it all the way around. All right. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Sharon. All right, I'm going to look back through now and see if I missed any questions. All right, and if you're just joining in where it looks like we've got a few new people here, I told them a while ago I'm having a contest, and if you want to try for a mystery box of ribbon, if you text any number between 1 and 200 to the text number, it's up in the description here, it's 812-289-6187, and just put that number as your text, and it'll respond right away if you're the winner, if you guess that number. I'm just going to tell you it's my lucky number. When I was showing horses, I always use that number. So if anybody knew me in my horse show days, it was my number. So that'll give you a clue. But, all right. Hey, Shirley. All right, anybody else have any other questions? And like I said, I listed a few ribbon kits at boxmybow.com. This one is in there, the Patriotic Bundle. This bundle is in there. Well, I shouldn't say that. These two ribbons here are in a kit. The black, it's a black scallop that I picked to go with it, and a Swiss dot. Those two didn't come in yet, but I did go ahead and list these two together. And then I've got these as a kit also for Easter. The pink did not come in yet, but I went ahead and got it all listed. Going to practice more events? Good deal. Yeah, and that's all it takes, events, really. Like I said, if I figured it out, you can figure it out. And as I said, I've done gobs of these kinds of videos, and Regina Sellers, she has a lot of them on her website, and you know, I just think they make really pretty bows. And like I said, before I could hand make bows, this is how I finally was able to put a pretty bow on my wreath. So, okay. All right, well, that's all I've got for you today. As I said, if you want to text a number between 1 and 200 to the text up above, the text number up and above, see if you can win a box of ribbon for free. And it'll tell you right away if you're a winner, okay? And don't keep on texting and trying different numbers, because it won't work. But anyway, if you're in my wreath making group, remember we've got our wreath critiques coming up next. It's going to be at 3 o'clock in our group page, and I always enjoy that. So, All right. Thank you guys so much.